Oh my god, okay. So I know I haven't done like a serious Mandela effect video in so long, you guys, but I don't know about you, and I don't know about you and your experience of time, but ever since we've started to go back more to a normal life since the pandemic, like time has just been going so fast for me. Except for today, though, because it was daylight savings time and I felt like I had all kinds of time. And that's really weird because most years I don't even notice a difference. I just like sleep in and it's like whatever. But today I couldn't do that. And actually, for the last couple years, I haven't been able to do that. So I don't know what's up with that. But anyway, it's just been like so weird. And so I just feel like I haven't been able to do anything because I actually work, I would say, 1.5 jobs right now. My other journalist job isn't really getting back into full gear yet. But it's like, I feel like all I have time to do is work, come home, do a bunch of chores, and then do what little social media stuff I can. I don't even have time to read anymore, which is really weird, and or watch a show on TV. I'm kind of addicted to like Dateline lately. I know that sounds really weird. That sounds very geriatric. I sound like somebody in my in my 60s. Gotta go watch Dateline now. But anyway, I just feel like I have no time. And it's weird because like even my mom, who's like a practical Virgo, she says she feels like time's like totally sped up too. So it's really weird. I don't know if any of you have that observation that time seems like it's totally speeding up or like we have no time to do anything except for the essentials or the things in our schedule. But that's the way it is for me. Now, of course, that could be that I kind of got addicted to a bunch of podcasts during the pandemic as well. But that's no excuse because if this had been like pre-internet or if I hadn't been as into the internet, then I would have just been into like TV shows or whatever. Anyway, I'm going off on a tangent, but what I want to say is like if anybody notices that time feels like so fast and you can only squeeze in what you can squeeze in, then definitely let me know. But this old man, well, he's not really an old man. I'm sure I don't have to tell you. He's not really an old man. He's this old man facing a tree, and this is a total Mandela effect for me. And I know I apologize because it's not universal, but it's really interesting. And I think you guys might find it a little bit interesting too. So this is, you can tell, it says, "Welcome to Vivian's" on the sign under his, what would it be? His chin or his neck? Well, I guess he doesn't have a neck because it's embedded in the tree trunk. But anyway, it's this place called Vivian's, and I hadn't been there since before the pandemic. And the way that I went there is because like a few weeks ago, my back was really hurting. And actually this video is the original video I recorded, but I didn't want to be yelling like a freak in a restaurant making a video. So I talked too soft. So that's why I'm kind of like recording it now over the video. And I haven't had time to do it until now. And this would have been in early October when I went there. But anyway, so I went to see my chiropractor because my back was really hurting. And then I thought, oh, hey, I'll go to Vivian's. I haven't gone in a while. And I was supposed to be at work. Don't tell anybody, but it was kind of on emergency loan to my chiropractor. And so I decided to go to Vivian's for a bit, just have brunch for old time's sake at this place. And I walked in and the waitress remembered my name, the one waitress that I would always go to there, the one that I would always see. And then one of my busser friends who always knows the way that I like my iced tea, he remembered me. And so it was really cool. And it was just like old times. And I hadn't been there since March of 2020. So I go there and I sit down in my favorite place. And this is the place I usually go. The reason the camera keeps panning down to those chairs is because that was the seat. This is like the position I would normally sit in at this restaurant. So I walk in and I take a seat facing the tree, which I remember the Welcome to Vivian sign looks totally the same. The tree looks totally the same. And as a point of interest, I should also tell you that at the bottom of that tree, at a certain time, they actually had DVDs of 9/11, What Really Happened. And it was like this big old panel discussion with Ed Begley Jr. and I don't know who all. But anyway, that's just a weird aside. But to add to like the conspiratorial lore of this memory and of this tree and of this restaurant and of this whatever. But So I go and I sit down in my regular place, and well, as I said, welcome to Vivian's. Oh, and the reason that that poster of Leah Remini is there is because she, I think even when she was a Scientologist, she owned this or she bought this restaurant. So it's a Leah Remini restaurant. As you can see, that's Leah Remini. But anyway, so anyway, oh, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so I sit down and I see this tree, and I ask the waitress, I'm like, oh my god, is that? And I remember that. And that fire extinguisher too. That fire extinguisher under the Lisa Remini poster, totally the same. But I say to the waitress who remembers my name, I'm like, that face, that man in the tree, is that new? And bear in mind, I've been going to this restaurant since 2002. And I stopped briefly between March of 2020 and October of 2021. And the waitress looks at me and she goes, no, that's always been there. And I'm like, what the fuck? Because I am sure I would remember this. Not only am I sure I would remember this, I would have stared at it the whole time I was eating my Eggs Benedict. Or actually, they make really good breakfast burritos. I would have stared at it the whole time I was eating my breakfast burrito. And so I don't know where this old man in the tree came from. I don't know what he would symbolize. I mean, I guess he kind of looks like God. I don't know. Well, there he looks like a cat because he's so far away. And it's so dark. There we've zoomed in again. But so this is really, really strange. But it does look kind of biblical. It almost looks like Jesus' face in the shroud, except it's in a tree. Anyway, sorry about my weird fingers. That's not my real fingers. That's my video fingers. Don't you feel like you're in some weird, it's so meta. Oh my God, my fingers within the fingers and the fire extinguisher that looks the same. Anyway, so I don't know. You guys tell me if you've had anything like this happen to you, or like you haven't gone any place before the pandemic and then after the pandemic it was like, oh my God, I never noticed that before. And people assure you that it's always been like that since before the pandemic and after the pandemic. It's like pre-pandemic and post-pandemic world. Maybe it's God looking down on us. And his mouth is kind of hard to see, and he has a weird, like, yellow-looking thing that looks like a banana beneath his nose, a banana bug. But anyway, and I'm sure just the yellow is so arresting. I'm sure I would have noticed that. I don't even know what the eyes are made out of. They look like marbles. But it was just the weirdest thing. So anyway, yeah, I'm just going to let you guys comment if you want to comment. If not, then, you know, you don't have to comment. No pressure. And after this video, I'm going to attach... Oh my God, there he is, the cat again. Speaking of which, the cat just interrupted me, so I gotta go. But anyway, I was gonna say what I wanted to do is also edit in my tussle with a very disagreeable neighborhood plant on Halloween night after this one. It's about a minute long. I don't know why. I just love this video. It's so hilarious of the plant. And the plant has a face and a mouth, and he sounds like Cookie Monster, and he kind of reminds me of this tree. So why not? You got to go for it. Yeah, boy. Woo.
Pardon me, fine manners. No, I haven't seen your cat either. Ah, there she is.
Hey, plant. Talk. Do the talk, plant. Hey. Talk again. Come on, plant. You can do it. I'll do a high kick. Woo! Plant. Planty, planty, planty. Wait, what if I move this way? And then I jump. No. I hear the crickets. Hey, plant. Yay. Hey. Plant. No, I guess he's not going to talk to me. Oh, here we go.
I'm getting very sleepy. This always happens after I've had such a large meal. Lucky for you, I'm not hungry anymore because you look so tasty. I could swallow you in one bite. Nom, 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 nom.
Sound like Cookie Monster.